Dope. As far as that album is tour time, that tour consisted of Run DMC, Boss, I believe the Ghetto Boys, Onyx. What do you remember most before that tour got cut short? As far as your best memories of being on tour for the Chronic around 92, 93?
The best, you gotta understand, man. I was naive. I was on the good life. I was just fresh from out of that thing, so I wasn't used to no big old crowds and shit. I just know how to get up there and spit. Luckily, I had that background, so when it did come time to spit, I wasn't nervous. And it's a song that I already know some shit, so I just got up there and you know, like a fish to water.
Right. After that album dropped, how did life for RBX change?
It was great. I, Nobody knew who I was. Ain't nobody ever seen me. So I used to just hit it, the record bumping, and be standing right next to it, and they be like, "Man, that shit there, woo, wah, woo." But I wasn't looking for fame, and like I said, I wasn't all in the video dancing.
Right.
So I never said I'm RBX. I never said nothing. I just let it do what it do.
Right.
I played the back, and I really played the back, and I really was meaning to do that. The anonymity kind of means something, you know. I see some of my loved ones; they like Michael Jackson right now. They can't they can't go to the mall.
Right.
That shit's real valuable, homie.
Right.
I ain't sell my shit. I bet I slide off in the five seals and get up out of there. I might get busted. I gotta get in and get out, but I still got a little bit.
Right. Overall, did Dre have an order as far as solo artists coming out? What number was RBX? Were you supposed to be the first one out solo?
Not that I know of. And I wasn't even dwelling on that. We was just there trying to do music. I was, and you know, that's what Dad say. Dad say, oh, he was focused on RBX and Lady of Rage. I don't know that. I just knew that I was there to hold cats down. I just was writing and all that. I wasn't, like I said, trying to be a star. It just wasn't my thing. So
Right.
I'm, I don't know. We was
Right.
just putting, we was, my thing was just make classics like, you know, the Roger Troutman joint, Blunt
Right.
Time, that classics. Yeah, I'm just about that. If it all
Right.
comes together and you fold it together and it becomes a dope album, then that's what it is. You set out to do some shit that's contrived. Well, once you start that, you take away all the organicness from it. Because you trying to do this and you trying to do that, so you not being outside the box on your creativeness. And I
Right.
just try to be creative, and then whatever comes together, we box it up and slang it.
Right. The following year, Snoop drops Doggy Style, which turns 30 this year. What is your best memories overall of being part of that project?
Um, Being with my folks, you know, it ain't like we was just all of a sudden cousins. So just reminiscing back when we was playing football in the streets of what things have done and how things have gone and what's transpired since then. So, you know, when that can happen and you can pull up on your folks and smoke one and reminisce, it's always a good thing.
Right. Now, you never signed a contract with Death Row and end up leaving in '94. From your point of view, what made RBX want to leave one of the top labels at the time?
I didn't think they would. I mean, I knew we was hot, but I wasn't all on that top label shit. It's all about how you treat me as an individual. I don't give a when who would the if you pull up the Titanic, bruh. What, how are we as business entities gonna make this conglomeration work? Otherwise, I don't give a fuck who you is. And it doesn't seem like we could get it to mesh correctly. So
Right. Did you have a solo already in the works at Death Row before you got with Premeditated?
Uh, I don't think so. Because I was actually really loyal to the soil. So when all the little fuck shit started happening, I was really feeling some kind of way. Like, oh, how could they?
Right.
Oh, what? But I thought we was dog. And after you get over that, then you realize, okay, you're on another level of the game. It is doggy eat your tail. The fuck? So you learn quick, man, and you move accordingly.
Right. How'd you end up getting down with Premeditated at Warner Brothers?
Well, Premeditated was actually a label that was a dummy company that Warner Brothers had. But Warner Brothers was scared to have me as an artist because I was on the hill of the Ice-T debacle, cop killer. So they ain't want no rambunctious Negro like me. So they formed a dummy company. The dummy company was premeditated. So when Suge came, who the fuck is fucking with my artist? They would go to premeditated. But wasn't nobody at premeditated. It was a dummy company. So
Gotcha.
when Rolling Stone magazine called, they didn't get no answer. So it hurted. It hindered my career, but they was trying to protect their butt because Suge wanted to know how they was doing business dealings with me, but he ain't have no paperwork. He was just shooting arrows at people, and nobody had time for that.
Right. What do you remember most about that recording process for the RBX files in '95?
What process?
The recording process, just the sessions, the creative process, the writing. What do you remember
Well, I
about?
mean, in all honesty, when you're around some of the best cats that do this shit in the game, alongside of Dr. Dre, Chris the Glove, and the whole list of who's who, you learn the ways. You learn you don't get your ass off on the booth if you ain't really ready. Uh, you learn how you just learn some things. So I took all that for heart. Everything. Anything. I wasn't sleeping on nothing. So now I know how to get things done when I choose to get things done. Sometimes I be like, I ain't even tripping on the record, but when I get time to pop, I know how to pop.
Right. You mentioned Ganja K earlier. Rest in peace. You worked with him on that particular project. What are some of your best memories of Ganja K?
I was pulling up on my brother and seeing what flavor the day was. I can keep it a buck. It had nothing to do with no music. Ganja! It was like, I got that. Ooh, wait. Just right, you know what Cat Williams said. Nigga, this shit right here. This shit, nigga, this shit right here. No, right here, this shit right here. Yeah, we was doing that, bruh, back in the day. So I'm
Right.
from, and then we smoke one, and that'll lead to, oh, and by the way, yada 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 made a track that you need to hear, and I be like, ooh, I need one of those. You know, that's mine. Slow down, back up off my cha cha. All the way. That's what we did. That's that's what it's all about for me.
Right. What do you remember most when that album dropped, the RBX files? What was the reception like?
Well, the reception was cool, I think, for a minute, and then it wasn't. And what I say by that is everybody was loving the swing, and then when they realized this nigga is actually putting pressure on Death Row by himself, you ain't supposed to do that. I was too naive to know any better. Like, oh, I'm supposed to be scared of these niggas. Ah, nigga, we finna hoop bang, and that's all I was thinking. And then all of a sudden, the radio campaigns got to kicking in and yada 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 yada. And they was like, yeah, we can't play no RBX because he ain't from Death Row. And Death Row got a mandate out that we ain't playing no RBX. So then I became you know, enemy of the state. And I took me. I'm used to being a bad guy.